Hello and welcome to Reign Series 3 video documentary series episode 2, The Missions Changed. This episode is quoted by the legendary John 117 because he says the following.
The missions changed. They always do.
In this episode, I want to explain what that means. Nothing's been canceled, nothing's been delayed. The plan with Series 3 just has kind of changed a little bit. And in this episode, I want to go over a bunch of things like a behind the scenes on making the series, talking about how much progress I've gotten done in these last 2 months since I posted the last update. Every new bit of footage I show, like any new Machinima stuff that's in this episode, is all brand new footage that I have already filmed. I'm proud to say that I have completely finished the acting and filming portions for episodes 1, 2, and 3, bro. So the goal is to have all the acting and filming done sometime by the end of November of this year, which is only 2 months away, which is crazy. So when I say acting and filming, I'm referring to creating the machinima parts of the episode. This does not include me editing it on my computer and adding in the effects and the voice acting and the color grading and the credits and the music. Acting and filming strictly refers to going into Halo Reach, acting out the scenes in custom games / making the forge maps to act out the scenes, going into theater mode and filming all the scenes. That's what I mean by acting and filming. I'm actually not making the show on PC as I originally thought I was going to. You would do split screen on Xbox, and you can't do split screen on PC. I didn't know that, I just got a PC. I had to go and make 3 accounts, including my main one on Xbox, and I had to grind Halo Reach armor. And luckily in Halo MCC, it's a lot easier to get Halo Reach armor than it was in OG 360, but it actually only took me a week and a half to grind through. I also got some new Halo Reach cut armor from Season 5, which I think is called Anvil, where you unlock the GRD helmet, the Mariner helmet, and this really cool chest piece, which doesn't have a blade on it. So that looks a lot better for civilian characters within the show because they don't have this random combat knife on their chest. People are probably wondering, why do I stick to 4 people? A long time ago, when Machinima was still a thing on YouTube, there was a creator called Digital Fear, who's now called John Graham, but I mean that's always been his name. But John Graham created infamous series like RB and the Chief, Deus Ex Machina, Hard Justice, One Life Remaining. I got inspired by his creations that I actually wanted to make my own Machinima, and he actually made a really cool series guide to Halo 3 Machinima, but it was also just a guide to Halo Machinima in general. Halo 3 and also Halo Reach allows up to 16 players online, so if you wanted to act out big scenes, it'd be a lot better to have all those characters. But the cons to that is that you don't have 16 hands. You can't control this group of people because it's all online, unless you're like Rooster Teeth, where they make everything on, I think, System Link, or even online, they have a dedicated team where everything kind of flows. And I don't really have that luxury where I have a team of people that can do it. If I did, I would 100% do that, but I don't. So the best way for me to maintain control over every scene in my series is to do it on offline mode or LAN mode, where you can have 4 people in a single game. So I would have 4 characters, and because I'm offline, I can actually lower the weapon of a character. There's a glitch in Halo Reach where you can take an armor ability, specifically the hologram, take a turret, and then you have to pretty much get rid of all your ammo. I like to use the energy sword. I actually slash all the turrets to bring the energy down from 100 to 0. It takes 10 times. It takes a while. I do this for every single scene I do. That way every character is weaponless if they need to be, which is honestly most of the time. I take the turret and then I melee and use the armor ability at the exact same time while backing up, and this glitch allows me to lose my weapon. And then the character kind of looks like this, but if you're playing online, they stay like that. But if you're offline, you can lower your weapon and then their hands kind of go to their side, and it just looks like the most humane version of a Halo Reach character as they can be. So I do that for every single custom game. Right at the beginning, I have this little section of the map where I have my turrets, my armor abilities, and I get all my characters ready to go for the scene. It's kind of like staging on a real film set. Everyone gets ready to go. It does take a while, but in the end, it does what I needed to do. It's a little tedious, but it does what I needed to do. And I have everything I have ready to go. One cool thing about having a PC is that you don't need a capture card, but since I'm not recording on a PC, if you play a multiplayer game on PC, you can't view that clip on Xbox and vice versa. So everything I act out on the Xbox, I actually can't even view on my PC because that doesn't carry over unfortunately. However, Xbox has a built-in DVR feature, and if you plug in a flash drive, you can record longer than 30 seconds, and there's multiple options of like 4K HDR, 4K SDR. I had a poll on my channel, and a lot of people favored the 4K HDR. Plus, it has a higher bit rate, and when I edit it in post-production for Premiere or any other editing program, I have more of a range of colors. So all my clips will be recorded in 4K at 60 frames per second in HDR. There actually was this thing that I totally missed back when 343, I think, first brought Halo Reach over to MCC. They gave you this one-time, one-chance option where you could transfer all your old original maps or whatever, screenshots, gameplay clips from your file share. It was like a limit of 25 to your Xbox One or whatever. I totally missed out on that, and they did it a one-time transfer and you couldn't do it again. But there's actually a loophole if you have a PC, and it's actually very trippy. I'll leave a link in the description of this guy that I followed on how to do it. Totally forget his name, but I'll mention it somewhere in the video when I'm editing this video. And saved my ass, because there were so many original maps on my 360 when I did Series 1 and 2 years ago that I would love to bring over to my Series X and use them for Series 3. And it's like, well, how do I do that if 343 shut that whole process down? You need to have a 360, a PC, and an Xbox Series X or Series S. So in my case, I have a Series X, thankfully. Anyway, so you take your Xbox 360, and then you would plug in a flash drive, and then you would copy your original files over. You never want to move, and you never want to delete your original files, because, you know, it's good to have the original file there. It's like editing in Photoshop. You want to have your original layer always there, just in case something happens. You could go back to it and it's there, versus saving over it or deleting it, and now if you make a mistake, you're pretty much screwed. So I would copy my OG maps from my Halo Reach files on my original 360. I would copy them to a flash drive. Then I would take that flash drive, plug it into my PC, and I downloaded this program called Horizon, and it can read game clips or game files off of this flash drive, even though if you look at the flash drive, there's actually nothing on it per se. So Horizon would identify these maps, and then I could transfer these maps into the files of Halo Reach MCC on PC. I would load up MCC, and then I would play these maps from my 360 on my PC. And every time I would play a map, it would say, do you trust this untrusted file? I would say yes, and then I'm playing my freaking map from my 360 on my PC. One of my alternate accounts, I friend requested my main account, and then I would join myself on PC, because Xbox and PC support crossplay, so you can play together even though you're on different platforms. I would join my game from my Xbox on my PC, and then I would save that map from my Xbox because I'm in the game now, and that's how I was able to transfer my original 360 maps to PC to Series X. And it's crazy, and like I can do it as many times as I want. That's the thing, 343 only had a cap of 25 because it was your file share, but with this method, I can literally put hundreds of freaking maps on my computer and save them to my Xbox, and I have no problem. So I mentioned originally that I wrote out 13 episodes, and there are 13 episodes, but I decided to add an additional episode to the show. So now there's officially 14 episodes. I have added an episode after episode 9, so now there's a new episode 10, and now the original 10, 11, 12, 13 become 11, 12, 13, 14. So that extra episode is going to add a lot more character development to certain characters and kind of fill in some gaps that I thought were kind of a little too open in the original 13. The original 13 episodes definitely still work, but this extra episode just adds that extra bit of development and support for the overall show. Every single character in the show has been casted except for one character. I got an amazing team, and one thing I wanted to avoid for Series 3 this time around was recasts. I know that was a big thing in Series 2, and it just bothered the hell out of me. And since I didn't get everything done when I released Series 3 back in 2015, I actually had some people drop out as well because I was taking too long, and I, you know, it was just kind of a mess of a development. So I'm proud to say that most of the characters, except for one, have been casted. The people that I have on board are super talented. They're gonna bring this show to life. It's gonna be such an amazing experience. And again, every single episode has been written out, including the brand new episode that I added to it. And I have officially sent out almost all the scripts to all the voice actors. I'll probably finish that off tomorrow when I'm recording it. I'm actually recording this on September 13th, even though as I'm recording this, it's actually midnight. So it's officially September 14th, which, drum roll, is the 11th anniversary of Halo Reach, which is mind-blowing. I am old. I'm actually 28 years old. So wow, I was 17 years old when Halo Reach came out, and it's been 11 years, and wow. I got over 800 auditions, and I'm still getting auditions for the last character that needs to be casted. And I've actually been very grateful to reach out to older voice actors from Series 1 and Series 2 who are also coming back. I won't say who just for some surprises, but I do have some original voice actors coming back from the original Series 1 and Series 2. Tori Kamal, who voiced Tom Raines, and Leo Busan, he is officially coming back. He's the main character, obviously, so very happy to have Tori on board. All these old voice actors that came back and brand new ones, they kill it. There's some really powerful scenes in Series 3, and these voice actors, both men and women, they dominate it. And there's so many powerful scenes that I've heard them voice act, and it's been such an honor to work with talented people. Everyone that's working on Reign Series 3 is getting paid for their time. I want to make that very clear. I am a filmmaker. I do work on film sets. I do work with people in the real world. Everyone's time is worth something. Like the famous saying, time is money. It's true. Everyone's time and effort is worth something, at least in my opinion. The voice acting talent on Series 3 is going to be insane. I can do all the editing to bring the show to life. I can make it look beautiful. The story's obviously very important, but the voice actors, they are what bring the show to life. They are what animate everything and make it organic. It's incredible to hear these guys and girls voice act, and it's, again, I'm just so lucky to have them I'm so lucky to have them on this project. I voice act all the aliens. I voice act James. In Series 1 and Series 2, Jver was voiced by someone different, but I just feel like, just to save money, I was like, I'll voice Jver. I do a character called James, who sounds like this, and he's very subconscious, and he's not very confident, but throughout the show, we're all about trying to improve that. We have Jver, who sounds like me. It's my normal voice. And then the aliens are all different. So we have Lobster, who literally sounds like a turkey. So he's like, that's Lobster. We have Skept, who sounds like this, and his voice is very raspy, and he's the older brother of the group. And then we have Travis, who kind of sounds like Patrick from SpongeBob. And then we have Grapes, who has the highest pitch voice, and this is actually my own voice, and I'm not actually distorting it. This is actually how I sound, and I can freak out, make it really loud. And I hopefully didn't wake up my roommate. My original idea for Reign Series 3 was to make an episode, like act and film out an episode, take that footage, and then immediately start editing it, and then release it. That was the original plan, one by one by one by one by one, which technically is still what I'm doing. However, because I'm able to act and film insanely fast, I think I can finish an episode in 3 to 4 days maximum. And to me, that's insanely fast. So I can literally have all the acting for these episodes done by somewhere in November. And for me, that's just, I never expected that to happen. I honestly thought I could maybe get 3 episodes out this year, but now that I'm able to act and film these episodes so fast, again, I'm not editing these episodes, just doing the machinima parts, right? I'm able to create these episodes, I'm able to act and film these episodes so fast that, you know what? I've decided I am going to officially do that for every single episode before I start editing episode 1. So my goal is to have all the acting and filming for every episode. So I have episodes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 left. I'm gonna do all that by sometime in November, because if I can make an episode a week, I should have it all done in November. And if I can somehow do 2 episodes a week, which I could see myself doing, I could have this done before November. Regardless, I can get all the acting and filming done for the entire series very, very, very fast, which is way faster than I ever thought I could ever do it. So because I'm able to create it so quickly, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to act out everything in the show before I start editing episode 1. We're probably not going to see episode 1 until probably December at the earliest. And that does kind of suck to wait, but I just feel like I feel like the hardest part about making Reign so far is literally the acting and filming, because I have to be in front of my TV for hours on end, days on end, right? But once I have all the clips on my computer, I can then multitask a lot easier. It's a lot easier to manage the show if I have every clip on my computer versus having to dedicate my time to create it in Halo Reach on my TV for hours on end. And it should be able to allow me to get the episodes out faster as well, because again, all the clips are going to be on my computer for every episode. All I have to do is just edit those clips together and then release the episode. So that's what I'm going to be doing. At the earliest, I can get episode 1 out by this December, and I would love to do that, obviously. But 2022 is going to be the year for Reign Series 3, and I probably might be able to get every episode out. That's my goal. Act and film every episode out. Once I have all the clips on my computer, then the goal is to edit and then release it one by one. And while I'm, doing the acting and filming, all my voice actors, they have enough time to voice act all the lines. And by the time I get around to making episode 1, I'll have everything I need to create the show. So the next time I post episode 3 ViDoc, or ViDoc episode 3, it's probably going to be when I finish all the acting and filming for every episode. So you're probably not going to see another episode until maybe sometime in November or December, because then I can talk more about episode 1 production and like all that stuff going into that. And I will be releasing ViDocs of every episode, going into more detail on like, important scenes and what does this mean and what's coming up. So stay tuned for that. But Reign Series 3 is in full-blown production. I haven't been posting that much just because I've been working my ass off on this show. And I mean it, this show is coming out. It's releasing. And hopefully throughout this video, I've shown a decent amount of clips from the show, all unedited, mind you. But yeah, so my name is James. This is Video Documentary Series, or ViDoc Episode 2. The mission has changed for Reign Series 3. Everything's going great. I'm working really hard on the show. I have a talented group of voice actors on board. The show's gonna be really good. It's gonna be the best thing I've ever created film-wise in general, not just Machinima, in general. I think it's the best story I've ever crafted. I believe in it. I have an amazing team. Stay tuned. It's gonna take me a while to get it out, obviously, but when it comes out, it's gonna kick ass. So thank you so much for watching. My name is James of JKP Rising, or JKP Origins. Reign Series 3 is in full-blown production. Stay tuned for more updates. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate it, all your feedback, all your support, and just stay tuned. The show's gonna be wild in a good way. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and happy anniversary to Halo Reach.